Welcome to Bluegrass 101. Tonight we are doing the song Carolina in the Pines in the key of B. B is in honey. We're at the 4th fret and playing out of G shapes for guitar. Now this song has, it was originally written by Michael Martin Murphey, and he did kind of do a semi-bluegrass version of it. It has some pretty heavy piano in it. It has Bernie Leadon, who played with the Eagles, as the banjo player in that song, but it was redone, well, it was covered by Doyle Lawson in the 80s. I'm trying to remember. In 1985, yeah, and then in 2002, there was a version by Special Consensus on their album Route 10. And it wasn't actually Bernie Leadon that I was thinking of. I was thinking of a different song for that. It was John McEuen of Nitty Gritty Dirt Band fame. So that was who played banjo on the original recording of Carolina in the Pines by Michael Martin Murphey. Now the original one, the chords are slightly different than what has become the standard for bluegrass. He does kind of these... So that's kind of the way that Michael Martin Murphey would play this song. So he'd go, she came to me, said she knew me, said she known me a long time. She spoke of being in love with every mountain she had climbed. When Doyle Lawson brought it, he basically standardized the chords to more of, and this is the version that is done in bluegrass. It goes root chord B, C sharp minor, said she's C sharp, so it's 1 chord, 2 minor, 4 chord, 1 chord, 2 minor, 3 minor, 4, 5, 1. Or if you're playing out of G shape, G, A minor, C, G, A minor, B minor, C, D, G. So that is the breakdown of the chords. We'll go through the whole song once, really slow, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. She came to me, said she knew me, said she'd known me a long time. And she spoke of being in love with every mountain she had climbed. And she talked of trails she'd walked up far above the timberline. From that night on, I knew I'd write songs with Carolina in pine. There's a new moon on the 14th, first quarter, 23rd, and the full moon to the last week brings fullness to the earth. There's no guesswork in the clockwork or the world's part or of mine. There are nights I only feel right with Carolina in pine. With frost clothes on the windows and the wood stove smokes and glows. For fire grows, we can warm our souls, watching rainbows in the cold. And we'll talk of trails we walked up far above the timberline. There are nights I only feel right with Carolina in the So that is the breakdown of the song. The choruses and the lead have the same chord progressions, except for this little at the end of it. There's a little bit of a tag that they do. Let's talk about some of the subtle differences in the lead. So the verse, and even though basically all three choruses actually have their own slight variations in regards to lyrics, the second thing that stanza that we sing is kind of considered the chorus, and that will be done in 3-part harmony. We'll go through that. But so singing the verse, when the first half is the same. She came to me, said she knew me, said she'd known me a long time. Then this in the verse goes, and she spoke of being in love, spoke of being in love with every mountain she had climbed. Okay, that's the way the melody of the verse goes. In the choruses, instead of doing, he pitches up. He goes up basically. Let's see. That night on, I knew I'd write songs. That night on, I knew I'd write songs with Carolina in the pines. So he's singing it in a much higher, basically a third above what he's singing in the verses. She spoke of being in love. Night on, I knew I'd write songs with Carolina in the pines. What is a quatrain? A quatrain is like, so a poem is usually done in a line, and then together a quatrain is like 4 of those lines. So a full quatrain is, she came to me, said she knew me, said she'd known me a long time, and she spoke of being in love with every mountain she had climbed. That's a full quatrain, as I know it. Anyway. So remember that in the verses, you stay low on that third line, and then in the verses, you have to pitch up higher, and that's very important when we're adding the harmony. Now, the second thing that is really difficult in this song, and especially when I'm doing it slow, is the last line goes, with Carolina in the pines. So he holds pines forever. Carolina in the pines. And if you don't take a big enough breath on there, you start to die off, or you have to break pines up and do like pines. So try and find that best place to breathe so that you can hold that pines out through the through as long as you can, because, well, the full 8 bars that you do it. The other interesting thing that he does too is, as a lead singer, you're holding on to that note even though that you're changing to an A minor. So technically you should be singing you should be hitting that note. pines, but instead holding on pines, which creates this really, really cool tension. Pines. It's like a drone note over top of this A minor. Pines. He's doing an A7 or a minor 7. Pines. So it sounds, I love it. So definitely hold that note. There's an instrumental break. So we're going to do, we're going to go through the song again and leave spots for the breaks. So the breaks happen after each chorus. Okay, 1. Probably do it a little faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. She came to me, said she knew me, said she'd known me a long time, and she spoke of being in love with every mountain she had climbed, and she talked of trails she'd walked up far above the timberline. From that night on, I knew I'd write a song with Carolina in the pines. Instrumental break. There's a new moon on the 14th, first quarter 21st, and the full moon in the last week brings fullness to the earth. There's no guesswork in the clockwork on the world's part or of mine. There are nights I only feel right, Carolina in the pines. When the frost shows on the windows and the wood stove smokes and glows, as the fire grows, we can warm our souls, watching rainbows in the cold. And we'll talk of trails we'd walked up far above the timberline. There are nights I only feel right, Carolina in the pines. The Andy does actually a full break as well, but so I chopped it off there a little bit short, but you get the idea of how that song goes. Now, because it is slightly repetitious, especially by the time they get to the third verse, what Doyle Lawson, well, Special Consensus definitely did. I can't remember if Doyle Lawson does it. I'm pretty sure he does. What they do is they do shots on each of the beats. So when the frost shows on the window and the wood stove smokes and glows, as the fire grows, we can warm our souls, watching rainbows in the cold. And we talk of trails we walked up. So you can do these shots. He does the shots at the end as well when the banjo is soloing out. And he's doing actually triple shots. and then only does it for 2 bars and then right back, or 2 lines, and then right back into root and the 5th, or boom chick, boom chick. So that is the whole concept of Carolina and the Pines, but we're missing a whole important section. We're missing, I just saw Rhonda from Canmore area said, miss being there, but teaching, we'll pick you up later. Definitely, Rhonda. Missing you guys. I haven't picked with her forever. She has a beautiful banjo. Okay. Let's see. So getting to the, so if the lead is going, and she talked of trails she'd walked up, talked of trails she'd walked up, far above the timberline. Let's do that again. And she talked of trails she'd walked up, far above the timberline. One more time. She talked of trails she'd walked up, far above the timberline. From the night on, I knew I'd write songs of Carolina in the pines. So, because we're going from, it would sound really terrible if we stayed on this, on that, on the 3rd. So because we're changing from here to the minor, and then because that note is still in this one, that's how that ending goes. So let's see, I messed up the night out, I knew I'd write songs, night out, I knew I'd write songs, Carolina in the pines. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3. She talked of trails she'd walked up, far above the timberline. The full moon in the last, the night on, I knew I'd write songs of Carolina in the pines. One more time, a little faster. 1, 2, 3. She talked of trails she'd walked up, far above the timberline. From that night on, I knew I'd write songs of Carolina in the pines. Okay, so that is the tenor. Let's hear what that sounds like against the lead. Now, you might have been singing the lead as I was singing the tenor, and you've already heard it, but this gives an opportunity. I'm going to record. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3. And she talked of trails she'd walked up, far above the timberline. From that night on, I knew I'd write songs of Carolina in the pines. I did not take a breath in the right spot and I died. So sad. Okay, so we have the lead. Yeah, does that, okay. Hey, Tracy Lynn, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Missing all of you guys so much. Okay, let's do 1, 2, 3. And she talked of trail she'd walked up far above the timberline. From that night on, I knew I'd write songs for Carolina in the pine. Okay, so that is see how close I am. And she talked of trail she walked up far above the timberline. Okay. Above the timberline. Yeah, I was not going low enough. Above the timberline. That's a better, how I did it there is how you're supposed to do it, not the way I was singing it earlier. So if we've got she talked, we have that note, talk, 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 talk. The only one that is left in the chord is she talked of trail she'd walked up far above the timberline. That night on, I knew I'd write. Night on, I knew I'd write songs. Night on, I knew I'd write songs. Night on, I knew I'd write songs. Carolina in the pines. There we go. She talked of trail she'd walked up far above the timberline. From that night on, I knew I'd write songs of Carolina in the pines. She talked of trail she'd walked up far above the timberline. From that night on, I knew I'd write songs of Carolina in the pines. Let's see how close I am. We'll stack that baritone against 1, 2, 3. And she talked of trail she'd walked up far above the timberline. From that night on, I knew I'd write songs for Carolina in the pines. Okay, so same thing, you're kind of gonna do was that too low there? I think I was. Let's try the baritone again. Talked of. Apologies. Talked of. And she talked of trails she'd walked up far above the timberline. From that night on, I knew I'd write songs for Carolina in the pines. That's the note. I popped down to the
Okay, so
an octave below. Because I'm playing this note, both in that note and in C. Okay, so let's a rehash of each of the parts. So, lead. And she talked of trails she'd walked up far above the timberline. From that night on, I knew I'd write songs of Carolina in the pines. Tenor. She talked of trails she'd walked up far above the timberline. That night on, I knew I'd write songs of Carolina in the pines. Baritone. She talked of trails she'd walked up far above the timberline. That night on, I knew I'd write songs for Carolina in the pines. Yes. Okay. Now, we have an understanding of how the chord structure goes. We have an understanding of how the lead goes, and both of the harmonies, the tenor harmony, which is typically a third above the lead, and then the baritone harmony, which is a fifth below. What we're going to do is going to allow you guys to sing the lead and also pick those solos. So through the guitar, I'm going to do a guitar rhythm. We're going to do a full intro. One, two, three, and allow a bar for that, the banjo in this case, the banjo break, to get his bearings and finish what he wants to say. And then she came to me, but that won't be me singing. That'll be you folks out there. So I'll give you a little hint as to when that comes in. And remember, as I said, we are doing a full intro and full breaks after each of the choruses. And I'll give like a little 1, 2, 3. There's just like that. Really, really quiet. Okay? 1, 2. Let's do that again. And as I said, we're going to be doing this a few times because I'm going to be doing different harmonies for it. So practice, play real loud, practice that singing. If you've never sung before, this is a great opportunity to try sing. If you've never taken a solo before, never taken a solo where there's minors. This is your opportunity. Hit those wrong notes. See which notes are wrong. Maybe some of those wrong notes sound really, really cool, and you'll want to make sure that you keep doing those wrong notes. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now, typically I do this with my bass player, Jim, and he ensures that I don't speed up. And I definitely sped up through that entire song. I apologize. So we have a rhythm, we have a tenor, but it's no fun to just sing against a tenor. And I know many of you out there will be singing all by your lonesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a banjo. Hopefully I'm relatively in tune still. We're going to add a banjo and we're going to add the baritone to it. So it's going to create this really nice space. Okay, that's close enough to the break. Greg Cahill is doing a wonderful banjo break on this, and I recommend anybody to go check out Special Consensus version off their album Route 10. It is great. A solid band that is. Okay, so we're going to be doing, I'm going to take the first intro, but allow the other breaks to happen. And I'm going to be singing the baritone. So great opportunity for those lead singers. Or if you want to sing the tenor, like if you've sang the baritone before, you can sing the tenor and see if you can match that. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. She walked up far above the timberline. From that night on, I knew I'd write songs of Carolina in the guesswork in the clockwork, for the world's hard on mine. There are nights I only feel right, Carolina in the talk of trails we walked up far above the timberline. There are nights I only feel right. Okay, we have the lead. We have, oh no, we have a rhythm guitar. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have the tenor and the baritone. What we're going to do now is I'm going to add a mandolin, and I'm going to add the lead voice. Now, this is a good opportunity for those that might not feel as comfortable, especially with a song like this, because it has the different chords and kind of a different feel to it, especially because it comes from kind of a more of a country-esque world. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Okay, so this is a really good opportunity if you have been singing lead to try singing the baritone or singing the tenor. If you've been singing the tenor, maybe try singing the lead, or going down wherever. And kind of, if you have a higher register too, you can sing the baritone part only an octave higher. Is a full moon, full moon in the too high for me, but definitely you can still sing baritone if you feel that it's out of your range. You just have to do it an octave above. Same with tenor. If it's too high, you can do it an octave below. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. She came to me, said she knew me, said she'd known me a long time, and she spoke of being in love, every mountain she had climbed, and she talked of trails she'd walked up far above the timberline. From the night on, I knew I'd write songs of Carolina in the pines. There's a new moon on the 14th, first quarter, 21st, and the full moon in the last week, bringing fullness to the earth. There's no guesswork in the clockwork or the world's heart of. There are nights I only feel right with Carolina in the pines. When the frost shows on the window and the woodstone smokes and glows, as the fire grows, we can warm our soul, watching rainbows in the cold. And we'll talk of trails we walked up far above the timberline. There are nights I only feel right with Carolina in the pines. And that is Carolina in the Pines. This is kind of it is definitely a new age bluegrass song brought to the world by Michael Martin Murphey in the 70s and Doyle Lawson in the 80s, and then Special Consensus in 2000 something. But it is a great song. Really, really fun song, especially because it gives an opportunity to kind of stretch into those different chord patterns and and that creates a different vocal, really sound, definitely out of that. And that is Bluegrass 101. Hope you guys got something out of it. I do post these up on YouTube, so if you want a chance to go through and check out all my mistakes, or to play along if you want to practice those solos or practice singing, and it gives that the opportunity. And of course, I'm always here every Wednesday night doing Bluegrass 101 during this lockdown, however you want to say it, where we can't play with one another. So I'm missing you all out there a whole bunch. It's so much fun to play in a live setting, but hopefully this gives some of you the opportunity to play. Be safe out there. Missing you all. Keep your hands in your pick and clean. And I love you. See you guys. Bye.